The story of this property starts way before my wife and I bought it. From what I found, the original owners bought the property in 1963. After a lot of hard work, you can see how much they invested in the property, with what looks like the peak activity around 2004. From what I have heard from the neighbors and family, horses, pigs, and goats have been raised on the property. We officially bought the property for $222,222 on February 2nd of 2022. We couldn't believe it. I needed to tell you the amount of circumstances that needed to line up for us to own this property, so I can then tell you how we're going to run this farm going forward. My wife and I rented a house for my in-laws for a great price. At the time, they were in a battle for water rights with the neighbor. But this meant on occasion, my wife and I and our 4-month-old baby would occasionally not have water for an unknown amount of time. I recently started a new job and enjoyed taking a nice warm shower when I got off. When this was no longer a reliable possibility, we decided to move in with my grandparents. This was only supposed to be until the water issue was resolved. Well, we lived with my grandparents for about 3 months, with no resolution for the foreseeable future. Then, I was sitting in the Smith's parking lot with my son in the back seat while browsing Zillow. I saw 200,000, 20 acres, a 2,000 square foot house, a foundation home. My wife got back from Smith's, got in the car. I showed her. I asked her to call the number, and I remember telling her, this is probably a scam. She called. A real person answered. We asked if we could see the house the next day. Knowing a house like this is unheard of, and definitely will be gone quickly. We called a family friend realtor, and she could meet us the next morning as well. We loved the property so much. The house was more than we could imagine, and the property was beautiful with all the outbuildings. We put an offer on my birthday. The next day, the house was taken off the market. We saw this as they accepted the offer, but later, we learned that a family member had changed their mind and wanted to keep the property. We were devastated, but we knew that God had a plan for us. We prayed all weekend, and God answered our prayer. They were going to reconsider our offer, but they never reposted the house on Zillow. We were unsure how many other people offered or put offers down, but the sellers liked us, and they accepted our offer. Then, after some inspection concerns, after being told I needed to paint the eave of the roof, dealing with old employers and older tax returns, we finally closed on the magical day. God provided us with this property for a fantastic price, and we are planning to glorify Him with it. We have already put a lot of work into the house and property. We took out all the carpet, even in the kitchen, laid down new flooring, twice in the kitchen, due to subfloor warping, texture and paint in most of the rooms, already 200 feet of fencing, 2 frost-free hydrants later, and a garden this summer. It definitely was not easy, with a toddler learning to walk and crawl, and floors not being put in, but we're trying to take our time and enjoy it, and always staying thankful for what we have. We currently have ducks, chickens, and pigs, and occasionally our neighbor's cattle. We are planning to get sheep next year, and possibly a cow for meat. We have roughly 18 acres to graze and lots of soil to rebuild. It won't be easy, but with regenerative practices and hard work, we will have Son of Fire Farms.